so glad you could join me here today. Today we'll be doing a nice little interesting painting. I hope you could follow along with me. Let me have them run the colors graphically across the screen that you'll need to paint along with me. While they're doing that, let me tell you what I got done up here on my canvas. On my regular 16 by 20 inch canvas, pre-stretched, double primed, and I added a thin layer of my homemade liquid white, or liquid white depending how you want to call it, doesn't matter. And rather than that, it's just slick, it's wet, it's ready to go. Let's just get started with today's painting. Let's not waste any time. So let's go straight into cadmium yellow. Just a little bit cadmium yellow on my 1 inch, maybe a little titanium white. There we are. Let's come up here and just add in a nice little glow. There we go. Shoom. Just crisscross. And if it gets too bright on you, you can add a little bit of white to kind of dull it out. There we are. Smoothing it out a bit. Now let me go into a little bit of bright red. Just a little bit on my 1 inch. You could use a 2 inch. I just don't have any with me right now. There. Just doing crisscross strokes or figures of 8. However, it's easier for you to memorize. And I'm gonna add a little bit of white to some spots. Now the white acts like those picking up more liquid white underneath. That's why it makes it more. I like the effect it does sometimes, but it's all up to the person who's painting. They decide. Okay, let's go ahead. Let me grab a little bit of alizarin crimson and take it through phthalo blue. Phthalo blue, alizarin crimson. And let's grab some white in there. Just mixing it with my brush, no palette knife. It's gonna look darker, but we're gonna add white, so no worries. Just crisscross strokes. There. There we are. Now, let me go back into some titanium white and just shoom. Just block it in. And it also helps smooth things out a bit rather than just the color. But also the, like, it's hard to explain, but you'll see it if you do this. Kind of just smoothens things out. Let me wipe my brush off and let me grab a new one. Make sure it's nice and dry before you go. You don't want any paint thinner going onto your canvas. Now, just doing crisscross strokes and just blending that out until you don't know where one starts and another begins. That's how you know you blended it right. There. Ever so soft. Now, I don't want blue in my sky today. It's just a preference, but if you want, you could sneak in a little bit of phthalo blue on the top or in the corners or whatever you want to do. I'm just giving you guys an example. So, let me go into a little bit of Prussian blue, if I can get it, because this paint dried up. There we go. A little bit of Prussian blue. This is how I have my palette most of the time. So, when you guys see me on camera, usually I polish my palette up and all that. Let's add in some water. Shoom. There. Just block it in. All I really care about is that top edge. That top edge is what is important to me. So just making sure everything's fine. It looks a little crooked to me, so I'm gonna fix that. I'm never good with doing straight lines. There we are. Something like so. Now, let me just fill in the rest. So there could be some water. There, just scrubbing something on. You can smooth it out with a little bit of white. Smooths out the values and all that. There. Just like that. You have the base color for some water. Pretty simple. Not too hard. How did I make my sand color? I want to make a little bit of sand, but I gotta remember how to make that color. Yeah, we'll figure it out. A little bit of alizarin crimson and sap green. Just mixing up a nice brown color. A little bit of white just to test it. Yep, there it is. And then some yellow. I remember putting a little bit of yellow. And then more white. We'll use that as the base color. I know it's darker than what it's supposed to be, but base color. It's a base color. There. There we are. Just adding a little bit here and there. Now, let's go ahead. Let me grab a scoop of that and a little bit of mountain mixture. Give me a nice darker brown. Actually, I'm gonna go into straight mountain mixture. Let's come up here. Maybe we'll see something coming out. Maybe there's a little bit of land. There. Something like so. We're gonna come up here and just lightly graze it. There. Doesn't take too much. Now, let's go ahead. Where's my 1-inch brush with my blue? Oh, here it is. We're gonna go into a little sap green and cadmium yellow. Load up both sides of your 1-inch. Let's come up here and just tap in a few little indication there's some grass. It's in the distance. There we are. And maybe it needs a little bit of dirt to support itself. Let me grab a smaller palette knife. Number 5. There. Just a little bit of dirt. Okay. A little bit of our highlight color. There we are. Don't want much. Now, let's go ahead. Let me grab a number 6 fan brush, and I'm gonna take it through titanium white, full width titanium white paint. Make sure you load it real good. You're gonna need a lot of paint. Wiggle it if you have to, as long as you get that paint in there. Let's come up here. First, let's do the basic indications in the background. Just by doing like little C motion, just back and forth. There. But the main thing is right here. Shoom. Shoom. Now, that's gonna come up like so. There. Just kind of have that basic indication of where you want your waves to be at. Maybe right there. Shoom. Goes right down and right about there. The less curvy you do, the more subtle it'll be. There. Something like so. Something basic. I don't want to overcomplicate this painting. And let me go ahead. Let's go into a little Prussian blue and alizarin crimson. I want a nice dark lavender, more to the blue side though. Let's come up here and let's just block it in on the top edge of the wave. So just block it in. There we go. Okay. Maybe down here just a little bit. You know what? I want it less of a curve. There. You can change it on the spot. This one has just a little curve. Okay? Very simple. Very, very simple. You know what? I'm going to use this oval brush. That's the only real clean brush I have. And I'm just going to grab and just pull it. Just kind of blending. Well, not kind of. You're blending the colors out. That's what you're doing. Okay? A little bit from here. Okay. Just like so. Let me wipe off my brush and take it through titanium white. Now, let me add some light color instead of dark, but the light would be at the bottom. Don't confuse it and try to put it at the top now. It's not gonna look good. So, right here. Shoo. There we are. And right here at the base, just there we are. Let me dry clean my brush. There, just blend them on all together. And then right here, there we are. And then right around here, there we are. Now I gotta redefine that little light spot on the top, the outline, what we called. And I'm gonna put a little bit of wave on it just to make it a little more intriguing. But I want to redefine it because some of them are getting lost. There. Maybe right here. There was. Shoom. Now, let me go into a little touch of mountain mixture. Just the slightest touch. And some white. I don't want pure white. And just come up. And what you're going to do is push the bristles upwards. Man, this tape is bothering me. Let me see if I can cut it off real quick before I continue. Do I have maybe with the palette knife? You guys are seeing me midway just there we go. Seeing something I don't show much. Okay, but what you're gonna do is just let me make sure the camera's focused and everything. You're gonna be pushing the bristles upwards. Just pushing it upwards onto the canvas, almost laying it flat and then pushing upwards to create that foamy effect. So just coming up here and following that little outline. There we are. This is the easiest way to make foam in my opinion, because other ways you have to scrub it and get it all in. Make sure the colors don't blend. This one you just tap. all you do is tap. There. This one kind of fades off. There. You can do little details with some white. You don't have to, but it'll look nice if you do it just right. Okay. Now, let me go ahead, go into some titanium white and highlight this. So, with some white, it'll all come together. There we are. Look at that. There. Now, let's go back. Let's fix up that back area of the C or whatever. And just a little bit. I dragged a little bit of that brown. It's alright. A little pollution never hurt. You know what? That stands out so much. Oops. Just clean it off and just add some color into it. And then just go back and just act like nothing ever happened. Okay? So, few little sparkles. Okay. Now, let's go ahead. Let me grab a fan brush that's working. And I'm gonna pull it through a little bit of mountain mixture. Let's go ahead and just boop. Try to make these paintings simple for you guys. But if you guys want to see more complicated, let me know. There. Just pull it ever so lightly. It'll create those little leaves. There we are. Now, grab a palette knife, a little bit of that brown color we had earlier, and just pop it right in. There. There we are. Pretty simple. Now, a little bit of cadmium yellow, and load your brush. Number one tip I can give you, load your brush properly. Don't be greedy with your paint. Okay. It's weird how I'm holding my my brush. I'm holding it like a pencil. But whatever helps you do. There's no right way to hold the brush. It's just personal preference, really. Okay, now let's go ahead. Let's add something. Because even for me, now I'm trying to make it basic. It's too basic. So let's grab some mountain mixture and just there. And we can reflect this down. Doesn't matter. Oops, got a little bit of liquid white on my finger. Look. Shoom. Shoom. The center, pull it down more. Now, let me go ahead. First, let me see how much we are in time. Alright, there's gonna be one of the last things I do. We gotta highlight our rock. There. Shoom. There. Just all wild. And just blend that in between. And last thing I want to do, very last thing, grab a little bit of titanium white, a little bit of Prussian blue, more titanium white. Just cut a roll of paint and I just want to add in some water that's coming onto the shore. There. Maybe there's growing a couple grass here and there. And I think with that concludes today's painting. I really hope you enjoy this painting. Try this painting out. If you do, send me an email. I would love to see what you create. From the bottom of my heart, I'd like to wish each and every one of you the best of luck, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, my friend. Goodbye.